You're listening to Lights Camera Latino, the podcast, hosted by Ángel Fabián Rivera. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms as Lights Camera Latino and Ángel Fabián Rivera. Hola mi gente, welcome to Lights Camera Latino, the podcast. This is a place where we dive deep into the captivating world of entertainment with influential Latinos shaping the industry. I am Ángel Fabián Rivera. As always, I'm so happy to be back here. And today we have a special episode because we're going to be talking to two actors about a new show that's popping in New York City right now. So I am excited to bring the two actors here. And first up, we have Jacqueline Guillén. Jacqueline is a New York City-based actor, ni de aquí ni de allá, born and raised in border towns Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico, and Brownsville, Texas. Guillén received her BFA in acting from Texas State University and started with the Royal Shakespeare Company in Stratford-upon-Avon before relocating to NYC. Her TV credits include The Equalizer, Orange is the New Black, Search Party, Blue Bloods, Bull, and The Good Cop. Whoa. And so many theater credits that include the world premiere of Torera, which we're going to be talking about in a minute. Thank you, Jacqueline, for coming in today with us.
Thank you for having me. And for also having Jared, because I don't like doing things alone.
I love that. And talking about Jared, we have Jared Machado. He's thrilled to join the cast of Torera at WP Theater. He recently made his off-Broadway debut in Buena Vista Social Club, the musical, with the Atlantic Theater Company. Heck yes. A proud Cuban-American and Dominican-American artist from Southern California, Jared is passionate about storytelling that reflects the richness and complexity of identity. He graduated from the Orange County School of the Arts and trained at the University of Arizona's BFA musical theater program with standout roles that include George in Spring Awakening and the Prince of Morocco in The Merchant of Venice. I love that. Thank you, Jared, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
Yes, thank you guys for saying yes. I know you already started the show, so it's been very busy weeks for you both, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, I love that. But today's your free day, right? And I'm here just getting you off bed to talk about the show.
Exactly. Yeah, keeping us busy on our day off.
Of course. I love to do that. So let's talk about a little bit about your where you guys come from. I know, Jackie, you're Mexican, right? You have a Mexican heritage?
Yes. I was born and raised in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico, which is, border town to Brownsville, Texas. I'm a dual citizen, so I lived in Mexico, but I would cross the bridge every day to go to school in Brownsville. And did my BFA also in Texas, in San Marcos, which is like 4.5 hours north of Brownsville, Texas. And now I'm here in New York, but yep.
How you got to New York?
Our BFA program did a showcase in New York City. And honestly, I was not planning to come to New York. It seemed like such a big place and a big dream. And then at the showcase, somebody told me that I was good. And then that was like, all right, maybe I can go to New York City if somebody thinks I'm good. And then, ended up relocating shortly after our showcase after graduating.
Wow. So how long you been in New York for now?
12 years.
Wow. 12 years. That's a lot. That's amazing, because to survive in New York is not easy, right?
Not at all. And, COVID made it very difficult as well. But I have this love-hate relationship. It's like a very toxic relationship with New York City. I don't think I could leave it. I love it so much. I don't see myself living anywhere else. And I love theater, and the theater in New York is just so, it's like no other place. So yeah, this is home, and hopefully it doesn't change. My perspective doesn't change.
I love that.
about
I
it.
love that. Yeah, yeah. It's not. It's your new home, and you're there, and you're doing your work, and it's congratulations for everything that you've done, because you had to make the move in order to really further your career too, and that's beautiful, and that's inspiring to others.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So Jared, you have Cuban and Dominican family, right?
I do, yes. My
So.
dad and his side of the family are Cuban. My dad was born in Cuba, moved here in 1968. And then my mom is Dominican Filipino on her side of the family, and she was
Wow.
born here in the US. She was born in California. That's where I was
Wow.
born and raised as well, was Southern California.
So you have a mix of many things in you.
I do, yes.
How was that growing up, like with all those different cultures?
Well, I think I had the best food growing up, a mix of all of those. And growing up in Southern California, we had a great mix of like Mexican food, Japanese, Korean food, Indian food. Like it's similar to New York. I feel like there's a lot of melting pot of culture and food in SoCal, and that's something I loved about my childhood was I got the best of all of my family's culture and the culture of Southern California as well.
Oh wow, I love that. And how you ended up being in New York?
Well, I actually have family that live here. My aunt and uncle have lived here for many years, and so we've gone back and forth visiting them here or them visiting us in California. And so when I have work out here, I'm lucky enough that I get to spend time with my family and stay with them for the time of the contract and live in this amazing city while I'm working.
Wow, that's amazing. And and you're doing again like Jacqueline, you're doing the work, and you've shown yourself and you've shown everyone else that you can do it. As Latinos and as melting pots, you can do it.
Yeah.
I love that. So let's talk about Torera. Let's talk a little bit about how you guys got into and involved with the show. I know, Jacqueline, you've been with the play since the first reading, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I did the very first reading of Monet's rough draft. She was part of the emerging writers group over at the Public Theater, maybe like in 2015, 2016. I'm not quite sure of
Wow.
the year. And she just invited a few of her friends to go to Catherine Carter's apartment, which has been one of the directors of the project and a dear friend of Monet's. And they invited us over and they fed us, and we just did a reading. I believe it was just four of us and the director and Monet, and it took I guess 10 years for New York to finally want to
Wow.
produce it and give it
Wow.
life. But yeah, I've been a part of it for many, 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 many years. I haven't done all of the readings. There's been different
Mm.
projects where I haven't been able to do it, or there was other casts involved. So I've been able to see
Mm.
the play through other actors, and then also thankfully be with the project and just seen it grow to what it is now.
Yeah, and talking about grow, what has it been like, to see it grow and finally see it in New York?
I mean, it's like Monet is such a wonderful writer, and her characters are so full of life, and for me, it's been such a gift to have Elena be a part of my life. And it's just, I don't know, aside from obviously being an actor that loves to perform, it's so fulfilling to get to see your friends. And Monet is one of my best friends, and I've admired her for many, 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 many years. It me llena de alegría to just see her work finally be given the platform that it deserves. And it's just very exciting. And yeah, I don't even know if I answered
That
the
is
question. I just went into
no,
full love
that
mode
is
for
it.
Monet.
That is beautiful, and when you love someone like that, and when you see someone's work, right, and you trust in their work, you see the hard work that they put into it. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of theater and art as well.
And
you know,
collaboration.
Collaboration.
A lot of people I feel go, you know, because it's very hard to be a working actor, and I'm thankful that I've been able to collaborate with many wonderful artists throughout my years here in New York. And a lot of people always ask me, like, how did you do it? How did you get into this room? How did you da 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 da? And like, honestly, it's my answer always goes back to like, if you really enjoy somebody's work, just keep them around. And it's not even for like what they're gonna give you back, right? As a, whether you want to be an actor in their stuff, but it's just like, just wanting to be genuinely present for their journey. And I feel like that's what allows for like great collaboration, rather than like there being a hidden agenda between two artists trying to get something from one another. I think that's like where the gold and the magic happens, is just genuinely liking that person and being around, and hopefully you guys both get to do the journey together. And this is my love story that I've had to experience with Monet. We've gone on this journey together, and it's been awesome.
I love that. I love that. We always talk about here in the podcast about collaboration, about how important it is, and I think that's the perfect example you put out there. You know, you admire her work, and look at you now. You guys are working together, and you know, bringing a story to life, which is beautiful. Jared, let's talk about how you got involved with the project. What excited you? What excited you about, you know, the show, that you wanted to be in it?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I agree with so much of what Jackie said about collaboration and having those true strong bonds that draw artists together, and not just a self-serving way or a way of hoping for your career, but of just joy. And I think that you could feel that in the way that the show was written when I read the script, is that it came from a place of passion and a need to tell this kind of story. And when the audition came into my email, I was stoked after reading about it in more ways than one. Bullfighting was something that was so unique and interesting to me. I didn't really know anything about it, so that interested me right away. And then reading the character relationships in the script, they were so rich. And as an actor, it's always really fun to delve into layered storytelling and layered characters. And that's what Elena and Tanok were when I read that script for that audition. And so that was really, I think, the biggest draw to me, was that relationship between the two of them.
I love that relationship. You know, normally I normally don't hear that, and I love that. I love that you saw that little detail in there, and you were like, actually, this is what draws me into it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, character-driven stories, I think, are the ones that end up being some of the most impactful. You know, if you care about the characters and their journey and their interplay with each other on stage, that's what I think makes a story really come together. And that's what I noticed about Torera when I read it.
I love that. I love that. So let's go. Let's dive into Torera. What is Torera about? Can you guys share a little bit about the show, what it is, the story?
Oh man, yeah. Jackie, I don't know if you want to like jump in.
I was like, take it away, Jared.
I know. I mean, it's funny, they just posted a video of us talking about Torera in 3 words, and family and energetic and athletic gets brought up a lot among all of us, and I think those words ring true. Yeah, it's an energetic show. It's in your face. It's beautiful. There's a journey that you as the audience go on along with the characters, which is really nice. Is there anything you want to add, Jackie?
Yeah, I think it's all of those things. And I guess, do you want more specifics of like the story itself, or do you want to keep it like ambiguous as to what?
Yeah, you can keep it as that, like what you guys are saying, what it means to you. I love that.
I mean, to me, it's like a story about a girl who needs to defy all odds to get to where she wants to in life. And you know, without giving too much away of where the story goes, but like todo cuesta, everything you want in life is going to cost something, and you just have to really stay true to what that is worth to you, and how to stay true to yourself, and just keep bulldozing through, no pun intended, through things to get to where you want.
Yeah, and I know that the show, you know, it's set against the backdrop of bullfighting, which is very loaded and a controversial
Very
thing
much,
happening right
yes.
now.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think the play approaches that subject, you know, culturally, while still focusing on the family and the identity part?
Well, I think that's really it. I think that Monet and the show in itself does a really good job of making it a part of the culture of these characters. But at the end of the day, the show is about their journey, and not necessarily specifically about bullfighting.
Right.
And
Which I think a lot of people focus on that. I
Yes.
think they think bullfighting, and they're like, oh my God, animal cruelty. But that's just like literally just a tiny aspect. You know, like this story could easily be about something else and still have these characters tell that story with a different backdrop. So the bull ring is just the backdrop to the story, in my opinion.
Gotcha. No, I love that, because it's a way of like comparing, right? It's kind of comparing it to that, well, without being too specific and without being surrounded by like that's not the center of attention. That's not the center of the story.
Yeah, it's just that's what they do. That's their life's passion. But it far more goes in depth about how they feel about each other, their relationship as friends, growing up with each other. It's far more about that than it is specifically about what it is they do.
They do. And also bringing in social class and family dynamics, and you know,
I
male
love
versus
that.
female opportunities. Also the time, you know, we're what is it, 2025, and we're still dealing with you know, inequality, gender inequality. And then so take it back, you know, at least 20 years back, and then to the 80s. So it's just kind of bringing all of that to light with the bull ring surrounding it.
Gotcha. And I know the show not only combines the text, but it also adds choreography, and it adds like a lot of physicality on it. What can audiences expect, you know, and how is the experience in the theater?
Oh man,
I think go ahead, Jared.
I was just gonna say it's beautifully done. Tatiana, who's our director and the choreographer, just did an amazing job of incorporating physicality into every aspect of the show. I don't think there's any moment where the physical aspect of the story, whether that's through transitions, in scene work, in dialogue, through dancing, as animals on stage, the physicality is so important and is so beautifully done, and is really, really integral to the entire show and performance as a whole.
Yeah, it's like a nice little bow around the text of the script.
Yes.
I obviously the play isn't. It doesn't. If anybody wants to produce this play, like dancing isn't necessarily written in the text, but Monet is very generous with allowing people to just like go fully creatively into what their vision of this play could be. So the bull could be a puppeteer, it could be a dancer, it could be whatever the theater has resources for. I think the script lends itself to be able to put it up on its feet, whether you have, you know, a couple of $100 or no money or thousands of dollars. But Tatiana is such a visionary, and she has incorporated the dancers into this play so beautifully. And like Jared said, I think this production, or at least the ones that have included Tatiana as a director, because she's the one that has molded it, really celebrate theater making. You know, like there's so many stories on stage that are very, and I don't want to say simple, but there's just so, I think sometimes we forget how magical theater can be. And I think that Diana does a beautiful job at really celebrating the craft of theater, and that is through dance, through music, through lights, through sound, through the actors, and just bringing all of these colors to Monet's writing. And yeah, it allows for there to be like sweetness and just like moments of awe, and then also like some like visceral, guttural moments with the play as well, that, you know, Tatiana led us all there with her beautiful vision.
No, I love that, because, you know, now you're bringing it back to the collaboration part, and how you get a project, how you can elevate it in a way, like in an artistic way, you know, in a vision, within the vision, right? Like you have the text, right? Like you said, like the choreography is not part of it, but artistically it made sense for her to add it to it. And that's the beauty of it, because, you know, that there's the point of collaboration where it's like, okay, as a director, I grab this text and I make this mine, and I bring all these beautiful artists, and we create something with it. And that's the beauty of collaborating.
And, you know, oftentimes when we were training with, we have a bullfighter consultant, Rodrigo, you know, every single time, every room I've been a part of, we talk about how bullfighting is really a dance. In the ring, and it is this production has been really about collaboration, right? Like Jared and I got to kind of pick moves that we wanted to incorporate into our bullfighting, and, you know, it wasn't like Rodrigo was like, you're gonna do this and this and this, and Tatiana was like, you're gonna do this and this. It was just all of like, well, what if we do this, what if we do that? And I know also with our dancers, Andrea and Christian have been very integral to also the part of the dancing and the storytelling between transitions. And it's having the dancers is just, I don't dance. I always say I'm a mover, I'm not a dancer. So when I get to see dancers like do their thing, and it's just so like beautifully captivating. And it's so funny because they come up to us and they're like, well, how do you memorize lines, and how do you do that? And we just go to back to them being like, exactly the way you can just change a move last minute, because now there's a chair there and we have to figure out how to make everything work. It's the collaboration in this project has been amazing. I learned so much from everyone every single day. It's a gift.
Oh, I love that. And no, I love that, you know, because that's the beauty of theater and making, you know, creating something. And, you know, with that, I want to ask you both, you know, has being in the show challenged you in any ways?
Absolutely, this show has challenged me.
What question?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a physical challenge as far as learning all of the moves for the different bullfighting tercios, like learning how to use the capote in such a specific way to where like grabbing it has to be specific with, you know, your first two fingers and the other three are in the back helping fan it out. And that's something I wouldn't have thought before I started doing this and learning it, you know, and learning that the capote is 10 pounds and you're moving it around on stage and it has to be nice and flowy and beautiful, but it is 10 pounds still. And just the consistency of doing it over and over again and in rehearsals. And we had so many bullfighting rehearsals where we spent an hour or two with Rodrigo just really drilling the physicality of not only the moves, but of the posture, the way you hold your body, the way you walk, the way your chin is in specific moments, where your hands go. So that I think has been the biggest challenge for me, is just the specificity of honoring that authentic moves and the challenge of doing those moves consistently. That it's for sure been a very fun challenge.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that. Jackie, anything you want to add, Jackie?
I mean, I did this show 2 years ago, and I always joke saying that I was like fit passing, but I wasn't. And so now looking back 2 years ago, I as soon as I picked up the capote again this time around, I thought I was like, I've been working out for 2 years. Surely this can't be as hard as it was 2 years ago. And it was just as challenging as it was 2 years ago. The capote, for anybody that doesn't know, it's the pink cape that the bullfighters use. And that is 10 pounds, and the way you have to hold it, and the way you have to hold your arms and everything else in your body, it is such a physical show, and that's what's been so challenging. I am fortunate enough that I have done it before, and I was hopeful enough that this show would make it to New York City. So I have been going to the gym consistently for 2 years, hoping that I hope that I get to do Torera for the New York audiences, and I'm gonna be ripped. And it's still a challenge. It is so hard. And it's such a fast show, and the character of Tanok and Elena, which is Jared and I, is pretty much in most of the show. So it's not only the physicality that we have to bring on stage, is like literally the physicality that we have to change and run to whatever entrance we have next, all while keeping our brain still intact for whatever emotional moment we need to hit next, and doing a quick change and running and dropping props and picking up another prop, and then it's like, and now you're going to go into bullfighting, and now you're going to do into this, and now toss this thing over there. So, and now you have to climb a tree, and you have to jump, and you have to catch her, and you have to run. It is such an exhausting show.
Absolutely.
And I can't imagine going back to anything else after this show. It is just like such an adrenaline rush. Jared and I always joke about it because we have our light before the show starts, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm just like shaking and moving my feet.
Running,
I was like, "There's no going back now, Jared. We're about to go on stage. We're not gonna leave it for 90 minutes."
You're practically vibrating with energy before we walk out on stage. And she's like, you really do. You can't start the show at zero. You need to ramp up off stage before you even get on stage.
And I'm always like, I'm so nervous. And he's like, why are you nervous? And I was like, because once you step onto that ring into the stage, there's no, okay, I already did my scene.
There's no turning back.
It's not like, oh, I did that and I can it didn't go great, so I'll just go and recenter myself before my next scene. There's literally no time, because you're in the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one.
Wow.
And then maybe you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes to be like, okay,
I was gonna say, I think we
now.
both at least have one scene in Act 1 that neither one of us is in at any given moment.
Yep.
But after Act 1, we're on stage pretty much the entire time. We have 2 minutes to or 1 minute to change, and then we're back on stage.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's awesome.
That is crazy. It's a marathon, people talk about what theater is. It is a marathon.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It really is.
Wow. No, non-stop. And that's amazing. But I believe that is the challenge, right? That's the biggest challenge, is to stay in the moment and stay, focus the whole show. And people don't think about that. People think about, we see these performers come on stage and, they deliver their lines so effortless, but we don't know what's happening behind that. Their brain is functioning in so many ways, because you're thinking about the moment. You're also thinking about what comes next. You're also thinking about, my scene partner here, this and that, props, lights, staging, all that, while also using physicality into it, while also wearing that, oh my God, the capote. So it's lovely. It's the beauty of theater.
I think a few days ago, Jared and I had a show well, all of those things that, we do have to do every single show. There was one show where he forgot a prop or I forgot. And then in that moment, like, we can like clock each other and it's like, well, what are we going to do next? And just like trusting that it's like, we just have to keep going. And then I cut myself in the middle of the scene.
Yes, you started
and
bleeding.
I'm like delivering a monologue, looking at my hand, and I was like, oh, that's bleeding. I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm still saying this monologue. And then it's like, oh, my shoelace is untied. How can I make sure I tie it before I take off running? No. And then what else happened that show? Oh, I think I entered during one of our transitions and I just fell like super hard and I just had to make it a part of the character. No. And you're still thinking like, I have to make my next entrance. There's no stopping. No.
It's wild. Or even, there's a moment in the show where we're in a practice for a bullfight and there's a hay bale and we stab what are called banderillas into the hay bale for practicing. And I think every time we get to that moment, we're not acting in that moment, where we really are like practicing. And it really is, it becomes about getting the banderillas into that hay bale. Which makes it easy.
It is such a specific scene. Yeah.
It is. It makes it easy for the character like to feel like the character. But in that moment, I'm really thinking about getting these banderillas where I need to get them into the hay bale.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Anytime we're done with that scene and it went exactly how it's written, with just the precision of the props, I'm like, the rest is easy.
Yeah, exactly.
I can
now
go
we
into
just
the
have to
third
argue
act.
with each other.
Yes, like now I'm like, all right, great. But it is honestly the beginning of that scene into like the last time I stab a sword into it that I was like, okay, we did it. There was no mess ups.
Oh no. Honestly, I know, and that's the crazy thing about theater, and that's a beauty, that's a magic that happens behind it. And that's I always say, like, who does theater is there because they enjoy it. It's not an easy thing. Yes. And people think film is hard, but they probably never experienced theater. And that's a lovely thing of theater. But thank you guys for sharing that. That is such good things for everyone to know about what happens behind a character and a show and a stage, a live show. That is crazy. So question, where can people find the tickets for Torera, and how long you're running for?
You can go to WP Theater on their website, .org, thank you, on their website, and they'll have a link to purchase the tickets there. And I believe our full run is through is it the
October 19th?
19th.
That is the official run of the show. We're hoping if you all listening go buy tickets, we can get extended either 1 week or 2 weeks. Let's hope for the 2-week extension. Because we've put so much work into this. That's the thing about theater. We put so much work into the rehearsal process. And oftentimes, because money is, doesn't permit, it's very limited engagement, And we're lucky that we at least get 4 weeks of performances, 2 weeks of previews, 2 weeks to run. Yeah. But it would be lovely to put all of our bullfighting technique, give it some good use for an extra 2 weeks. So
100%.
Right now,
if we can make it through November, that would be the best.
That would be awesome.
That would be the best. Yeah, because you guys have been rehearsing for 6 weeks before that.
We rehearsed for 4 weeks, and then we had
4 weeks.
Yeah. Does tech count as rehearsal? Because I feel like that's rehearsal for everybody else.
It is. It's pretty much rehearsal. I mean, so from our first rehearsal to this past Sunday or yesterday. Oh my gosh! So from our first rehearsal to yesterday was 41 days.
Wow.
And, of like 1 or 2 days off here and there, but it's probably closer to like 34 full days of rehearsal and shows.
Yes, and that's the thing about theater, y'all. Like everyone out there, like we rehearse theater for a couple of weeks, months, sometimes a month and a half, right? And then we put the show for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks as much, and that's it, you know?
That's
We're
it.
lucky.
So
Yeah,
let's
there's some
make
people
it
that help.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah, no,
it's
it's like that's
one
it.
weekend, you know.
And,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
come-
yeah.
everyone involved. The dancers are beautiful. The 2 actors that play our parents, Elena Hurst and Jorge Cordova, are such
Yep.
incredible actors. Tatiana's vision is amazing. We have beautiful, if you're a designer, there's like so much to look forward to, whether it's costumes or set or lights or direction. There's something in there for everyone, and
Absolutely.
it is a beautiful show, and we give it so much love. And you can probably come and meet Monet. She's like the celebrity of
Yeah.
the group. She would love to have
I
you
love
there. We would love to have you there. Come and say hi.
Yes, please.
Yes. So please buy your tickets. And the show is in WP Theater, right? That's in 2160
is.
Broadway.
Yes,
it's
on Upper
Broadway
West
and
Side.
76th.
Yep. It's a nice area too.
Perfect,
So you'll
perfect.
grab delicious
It is.
dinner.
There's a lot of good food around.
It's the epitome of like what New York looks like in movies.
Yes, exactly.
I love that. I love that. And the show, just to make sure the show is in English, right?
Yes, there are Spanish words and sentences spoken here and there, but the book is mostly in English.
Yeah, like 95%.
Love that. So it's for everyone out there. There it
Yes.
is. It's for everyone out
Don't
there.
be
100%.
Go
scared
now.
because
Watch
it's
it.
Torera. People
Yeah.
see a
Yeah.
name in Spanish and immediately are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna understand it." It's in English. Come
No,
and watch
no.
it.
It's an English show. Yeah.
Learn
It's
a
an English
Spanish
show.
word or
There it
two.
is. Exactly. Learn about the history and learn about, learn a couple of words, because why not? We have
Really,
to.
you can
Especially
learn a
now
few
that
great
Bob Bunny
words.
is performing at the
Yes,
Super
he
Bowl. We
is.
have to learn Spanish.
Yes, I'll teach you all the bad words that he says.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you say a
love
couple
that.
in the show
Nice.
too. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Guys, thank you so much for talking about the show. I'm excited. I'm really thinking about going there for a weekend and go see the
Yeah,
show. So I'll let
please.
you guys know if I
Love to
do
see
that.
you.
Because it sounds amazing, and the work that you guys are putting behind it's beautiful. And again, theater is not easy. Theater it's a lot of hard work. You guys are performing how many days a week?
6 days a week.
7
Wow.
shows a week.
There it is.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
7 shows a week, 6 days a week. That is a lot. And the only day they have a free day, it's today, and I'm here interviewing them.
100%. We love being here.
I appreciate it.
I
I
love
don't know
that.
what
So
to do with my life
yeah.
outside of the show sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Yeah.
There it is. You guys got it. Y'all, you are the best. Thank you for this. Before we finish, I want you guys to describe your character and the show in one
Ooh.
word or in one phrase, whatever you guys think.
Okay.
Elena,
You wanna go-
chingona.
Oh man.
Love that.
Wow. Tanok, I'm gonna say support. That's what I'm gonna say for support.
Ooh. Love that. Love that. Chingona y support. Those are big words. I love them. So everyone out there, thank you again for listening to this podcast of Lights Camera Latino. Make sure to go now to wptheater.org and get your tickets to go watch Torera with this amazing cast. The show is going to be until October 19th, but if you keep going, maybe the show will extend a couple more weeks. So let's support this talent. Let's support Latino stories. I think we need them right now. I think they're very important today. And not only you learn about, you see something new, you learn about the history, you learn about, different things that you didn't know before. So go now and grab your tickets and watch the show. It's going to be there waiting for you, WP Theater. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, Jackie, for being here with me at Lights Camera Latino, the podcast.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yes.
Bye.
Before we go, can you share your Instagram story?
Sure. even though I was like, bye.
See you later.
See ya.
My Instagram is Jackie.Guillén, but it's spelled not at all how I spell my name. It was just the only thing I could find. JACQUIE period Guillén GUILLEN.
Perfect. What about you, Jared?
Mine is its.jared.machado. Similarly, the only thing I could get.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys again for being in this episode. Remember, everyone, to follow us in Lights Camera Latino, and on Instagram. Our show. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. And I always like to end the show with this phrase that says, "When life knocks you down, levántate con más fuerza. Keep fighting. Hasta la próxima." This was Lights Camera Latino.